Tonight on News 5 Live, Senator Eamon Courtney believes it's high time to wrap up the costly Senate inquiry. Meanwhile, Mike Feinstein scores a small victory as the senior courts put the compulsory acquisition of State Bank lands on hold. In other news, a video and audio forensic firm has been hired to review controversial footage from the New Year's Eve triple murder in Belmopan. Lastly, there's a public transportation crisis brewing in Gales Point, Manatee. Stay tuned because these stories and more are coming up your way in just 60 seconds.
My name is Hermine Vega. El Patio Grill has been using Belize Bank for over 25 years. We only use Belize Bank at our restaurant. That's why we were able to win this trip to Europe. I had never been to Europe. We found out it was Madrid and we were excited and we went to this football match. The teams reached before the game and everybody was just outside, you know. You can't explain, the noise just roared like 3 blocks down the street, but when you got in there and you saw 70,000 people in there, that was amazing. I couldn't believe it was happening. I had to pinch myself to make sure it was real, you know, because it's a one-in-a-lifetime experience, I'd say. My lucky plus one was my son. He's 18 years old, so he was really excited and he enjoyed it as well. He said it's his best trip ever, so it's a priceless experience that we got. Belize Bank has always been there for me. Whatever transactions or whatever I need to do, they're always there for me. I would recommend everybody to use Belize Bank. This is the oldest bank in our country and they continue to do their best.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, October 17th. I am Sabrina Daly. Has the Senate inquiry into the definitive agreement between the government of Belize and Portico Enterprises Limited for developing the Port of Magical Belize come to a close? This question is buzzing around after a dramatic walkout by Cabinet Secretary Stuart Leslie and Minister of State Chris Koyi on Wednesday. Both officials were summoned to the Senate Special Select Committee's 7th session, accompanied by Senior Counsel Eamon Courtney. Leslie, the Cabinet Secretary, told the panel he couldn't share details from Cabinet discussions due to strict confidentiality rules. Despite Senator Kevin Herrera gearing up to ask a question, Leslie made a swift exit from the building. Not long after, Junior Minister Koyi took the hot seat, also with Senator Courtney by his side. He read a prepared statement, refused to answer any questions, and promptly left the hearing as well. This might be the first time a walkout has occurred since the Constitution has amended to allow for Senate inquiries. The dramatic exit forced the session to adjourn and eventually led to its cancellation. This morning, we caught up with Senior Counsel Courtney, who expressed that it's high time to wrap up the inquiry.
I do not understand that there was any adversarial appearance yesterday. These two gentlemen were invited to appear before the Senate. They accepted the invitation, they attended, they gave their statements and indicated that they would not have any further evidence to give. And on the basis of my advice, we left.
Sir, you have participated in a Senate hearing in 2017. You saw the parade of ministers that went through. Substantive questions were asked, led by you. Don't you think that these persons should also be fundamentally answerable for their public actions?
They are fundamentally answerable for their public actions. The issue that we have to pay attention to is what is being inquired into and whether there is any evidence, relevant evidence, that the Cabinet Secretary has to give and whether there is any relevant evidence that Mr. Koyi has to give. If the Senate Select Committee believes that the position that they have taken is not the correct one, they know what to do. The position is, in my view, speaking for myself, I think that the inquiry needs to be brought to an end. It is costing tens of thousands of dollars, taxpayers' money, and it is on a frolic.
In mid-June 2023, 4 social partner senators, including NGO Senator Janelle Chinona, took a bold step by signing a motion to launch a Senate Special Select Committee. This marked a significant move to investigate the definitive agreement between the government of Belize and Portico Enterprise Limited. The committee was tasked with digging into all aspects of the agreement, including how it was presented to the cabinet in May of 2023. Their mission? To uncover any relevant communications among the key players, ensure compliance with statutory procedures and policies, and promote transparency and accountability. But has it been successful in achieving those objectives? Here's Senator Courtney's candid view.
Until Mr. Contreras goes before that Senate Select Committee, we are wasting public resources. That is my settled opinion, personally.
Isn't it though a slap in the face to the Belizean public to have these two individuals walk out of the Senate inquiry? You had Hugo Pat, who spent perhaps an hour or more just responding, I cannot recall. Isn't that at least what the public deserves?
Well, I think that's a charade. I think for you to bring somebody who says I won't answer a question and ask a person 10, 15, 20 questions so that the person simply says I'm not going to answer, I'm not going to answer, seems to me to be quite a charade. And there is no way that I would advise my clients to participate in that.
Sir, this matter of cabinet confidentiality, do you think that through the People's Constitution Commission that could be reversed?
It absolutely can be reversed if we think, and when I say we, I mean Belizean, if we think that that is an appropriate thing to
But it's not listed in the Constitution. It's purely notional. It's a practice and a convention, but it is not grounded in public law.
Really, Jules? Speak to one of your many lawyers. They will show you the provision where it is.
So now the SSSC has put out an appeal to your clients saying, man, baby, come back. Will they come back?
I don't know what they're going to do, but
your advice?
You know, I find it remarkable that they got an invitation, my clients attended, and then the Senate committee puts out a release that says that we did not participate. It is a lie. It is a lie. So the Senate committee needs to check itself.
Senior Counsel Godfrey Smith served as Attorney General during the second Musa administration from 2003 to 2008. It was under his watch that the Constitution was amended to allow for commissions of inquiry. Smith continues to strongly support these measures and emphasizes the importance of holding public officials accountable.
First of all, let me be clear that I have to support the Senate, the ability of the Senate to have a special inquiry, because if I'm not mistaken, it is the government that I was a part of when I was Attorney General that amended the Constitution to allow for that to take place. I can only imagine we must have thought it a good thing, and I still think that it's a good power to have. I can't and won't comment on particular legal stances taken by any particular minister, because I haven't actually looked at the law in relation to ministers and cabinet secretary and those things. It may be that arguably if I was retained, I would have had to put forward legal arguments supporting their refusal or their decision not to. I don't know, because I haven't examined it. I don't know the law. But certainly I support the concept of Senate special inquiries into matters of public interest, like this one. But as to the nuances, I can't get into the weeds of the particular, because I don't know the law, I haven't looked at the facts.
But you agree with the principle that public officials should be held answerable?
Of course, everybody should be held answerable and accountable.
The United Democratic Party has issued a statement strongly condemning the actions of Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, Senator Christopher Koyi, Cabinet Secretary Stuart Leslie, and Senator Eamon Courtney for their dismissive appearance before the Senate Special Select Committee on Wednesday morning. The opposition says that their public display of disrespect towards the committee reflects the PUP administration's disregard for democratic values of accountability and transparency. Following the advice of lead Senator for Government Business Eamon Courtney, the two key witnesses in the committee's investigation refused to answer questions and walked out of their testimony without being dismissed by the chair. The release goes on to say, quote, Contrast the approach taken in this Portico inquiry by the PUP administration with that of the immigration inquiry into the UDP administration, and the difference is night and day. Several UDP ministers of government appeared before the committee and took questions for many hours. Even while asserting privilege, never has a UDP official disrespected the authority of the Senate, like witnessed in today's hearing. Such disdain for the Senate cannot be countenanced, end quote. Coming up, GOB's State Bank compulsory acquisition put on pause.
Give you 100 reasons to step back. But when you achieve your goal, they will follow you. Gorilla, make some noise.
Are you a dynamic and charismatic personality with a passion for storytelling? Do you have a unique voice that captivates audiences and a talent for bringing stories to life? We are looking for fresh faces who are energetic, engaging, and natural in front of the camera or microphone. If you are passionate about acting or voice work, we want to see what you've got. To register, email producer@channel5belize.com or call 670-6068.
Sbarro, the original New York pizza you know and love. Sbarro's extra large pizzas are handmade fresh daily with San Marzano style sauce, 100% whole milk mozzarella on a hand-stretched 17-inch dough. Available whole or by the slice, so you can simply fold, eat, and repeat.
Well, sir, I really did go through some stress with my barber. This man here, they push my hairline way back to the 90s.
Sure.
People, they call me BB Buck Farid now.
So I got a problem, right? I just do this photo shoot, and I want the best photo shoot. But somebody don't want me to post it up. I just tired of this, man.
I don't want to tell her to catch me on my way. I stopped at the shop and tell the lady I want $5 tacos. You could imagine when you give me? No paper.
What are your problem?
Honestly, life good for me over here. I just upgraded to the Digi1 Elite. I have unlimited postpaid plans, Digi TV, free home phone, and the fastest home internet.
I go and upgrade mines now.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Elmer now was charged in September for the triple murder that took place on New Year's Eve 2022 in Belmopan. Since his arrest nearly 2 years ago, Na has maintained his innocence. A crucial piece of evidence is a video from the victim's home surveillance system, capturing the shooter in the act. However, the video doesn't clearly identify the shooter. Na insists it's not him, while investigators believe they have the right man. Na has hired senior counsel Godfrey Smith, well known for his unconventional defense strategies. Smith is now working to enhance the video, hoping to prove Na's innocence. News 5's Paul Lopez has more on this story.
3 weeks ago, Elmer Na was charged with 6 counts related to the brutal triple murder of John, David, and Vivian Ramnares on New Year's Eve 2022 in Belmopan. Investigators are convinced that Na is the shooter seen in the victim's home surveillance footage from that horrific night. This video is a key piece of evidence, but questions remain about its clarity. Na's lawyer, Godfrey Smith, has enlisted a U.S. video and audio forensics firm to enhance the footage, hoping to clear his client's name.
The video of the shooter on the premises of the deceased person's shooting will feature prominently. We have retained a highly reputable forensic video and audio forensics firm in Los Angeles to have a look at that, because it holds the answer to who did the shooting, if it can be enhanced.
Na claims innocence. On January 3rd, 2023, while being escorted to the Belmopan Magistrates Court, Na asserted that he was being wrongfully accused.
I just want to say, I'll be wrongfully accused. Elmer Na, wrongfully accused, brother. Wrongfully.
Earlier this year on April 11th, News 5 got hold of a letter written by Na from prison, where he claimed that an enhanced version of the surveillance footage from the night of the triple murder would prove his innocence. Addressing these claims, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams told reporters that the department has strong evidence against Na, while also discussing the potential of enhancing the video.
We have solicited the assistance of the U.S.
embassy, and we had sent that video footage abroad, and to some extent it was enhanced, not as good as we'd want it to, but the experts in the US did do what they could do with it for us.
Even though he is an ex-police officer, Na is no stranger to running afoul of the law. He has faced ammunition and firearms-related charges for which he has been found not guilty. The ex-cop is now dealing with multiple charges from a drug plane landing in Bladen Village back in November 2021, on top of the charges for the December 2022 triple murder in Belmopan. Just days after that tragic night, a relative of one of the victims shared these thoughts.
There are questions in the back of our minds, which is normal, especially when we look at all that's been surfacing, that this particular individual, the alleged perpetrator, has been charged and has been involved in several different incidents and crimes and have been able to walk away from every single one of them for whatever reasons. And so that gives us some cause for concern.
Attorney Godfrey Smith shared that the video and audio forensics firm they've hired believes the widely circulated surveillance footage has been distorted.
What they have come back to us to say is that, look, the CD that you have may have been distorted. You need to get the video from the original recording source if there's to be a chance of seeing the face of the shooter.
He noted that his firm has requested an original copy of the footage from the Belize Police Department.
They were able to point out on the recording we have that it was obviously adopted not from the original source. It was adopted from the original source, and that we need to get hold of the original source. And we've also made an application to get the contents of Mr. Na's cell phone and other things that are currently in the possession of the police.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
The families of two soldiers who tragically died in an anti-drug operation in the Western Lagoon back in February 2020 have finally received some closure. The High Court has awarded them compensation, and they've expressed their satisfaction with the outcome. The government had already accepted responsibility for the deaths of two of the four men involved in the helicopter crash on February 27th. The Bell UH-1 helicopter went down in the Western Lagoon while the soldiers and two pilots were providing air support for a ground counter-narcotics operation. On October 11, Justice Tawanda Hondora ruled that the two families would share just over $700,000 for the wrongful deaths of the men. This decision comes more than 4 years after the soldiers lost their lives. Attorney Audrey Matura, who represented Guadalupe Mendez for the estate of Corporal Yasir Mendez and Jasmine Perez, the wife of Corporal Reynaldo Choco, explained that the award was decided 6 months after the government accepted liability. Of the total sum, a little over $400,000 will go to one family, while the other family will receive over $300,000. Both Mendez and Choco were engineer officers in the Belize Defense Force. In making their decision, the court considered the ages, youthfulness, and high qualifications and skills of the two men. Justice Tawanda Hondora has ordered the government to compensate the claimants within 60 days from the decision date, which was October 11th. Today, Audrey Matura explained that while the government accepted liability in 2022 for the accident, they couldn't agree on the compensation amount, leading to the court's involvement.
From April 2022 to October 2024, there was a lot of filing of documents, but most of it was legal submissions to the court. In that process, the case went through the hands of 3 different judges, and the final judge to make the ruling was Justice Tawanda Hondora, who gave a very well-written and well-reasoned out decision, and 37 pages decision where he explained how he arrived at the decision. And in essence, what happened, he ruled that yes, these people are entitled to compensation. Combined, the two families get over $700,000 in compensation, but broken down for different parties, different individuals, different dependents according to the law. Of course, we can't just say that it's a done deal because the government also has the right to appeal. They have 21 days from the order of the court to then appeal. In the case of the family of the Mendes, he left behind 2 young children who the mother says still ask when will their dad come home. And she has had to be the one to figure out how to maintain his children because he was the sole breadwinner. In the case of the Chokov family, his wife and him had like a plan for their life. All of that was placed on hold in terms of their career development, their own family development, and she too her whole life has changed. So personally, they have suffered a lot of pain, and in terms of losing their main breadwinner, it has been very hard on them. So of course they welcome this decision with much glee, sadness at the same time because the money cannot replace their loved one, but at least happiness that okay, it's coming to an end.
We've been covering the government of Belize's plan to compulsorily acquire 23.5 acres of land on Stakebank Island. Well, that plan has hit an early roadblock. Michael Feinstein has filed a constitutional claim challenging the legality of the government's move. Through his attorney, Godfrey Smith, Feinstein also sought an urgent injunction to stop the acquisition process, which typically takes at least 3 months to complete. Today, attorneys for both Feinstein and the government of Belize faced off in the senior courts to argue the injunction. However, a proposal was made in court for the government to pause its actions until the constitutional challenge is resolved and a verdict is reached. Senior counsel Eamon Courtney, who represents the OPSA, had this to say after today's adjournment.
The judge raised with us whether we can resolve the matter, the substantive hearing, by the end of the year. And we were able to agree the dates. The matter will be tried on the 19th and 20th of December. And therefore there was no need to hear the injunction since the trial will be expedited. As I understand it, the situation is that the Attorney General has given an undertaking that they will not proceed with the compulsory acquisition until this matter has been determined. The judge indicated to us that he would hope to have a decision within 2 to 3 weeks after we have argued it. So before the end of January, we would anticipate that we would know the result of this case.
So the government of Belize will hold off on any further actions to compulsorily acquire Stakebank until Michael Feinstein's constitutional challenge is heard. While the Mediterranean shipping company, eager to buy the island from OPSA and develop a cruise port, might see this as a setback, for Feinstein, who insists the island is rightfully his, it's a small victory. His attorney, Godfrey Smith, shared more details with us.
What happened today was all parties came prepared to argue the injunction. The judge suggested to the parties that rather than engage in a battle royale over the interim injunction, that the government extends the undertaking again, meaning freezing no action. They will not proceed to compulsory acquire until after the hearing and determination of Mr. Feinstein's challenge to the constitutionality of the compulsory acquisition. The attorneys representing the Attorney General consulted. They said they were prepared to give it, and the date was set for the 19th and 20th of December to hear the substantive matter with the undertaking in place. That means there is no need for the interim injunction, because the state has said we will not take any further step until the matter is cleared up.
So with the compulsory acquisition stayed or frozen, yes, is that at least, would your client take that as an interim victory? Not a victory, but an interim relief?
Well, it is interim relief, because you would have recalled that the Prime Minister, in one of his interviews, perhaps with you, had indicated that the first step is the first declaration. There's a 6-week period for negotiate, and if after that there's nothing, then you proceed with the second declaration. Mm-hmm. The second declaration is what effectively vests the land in the government. So yes, in the interim, we have effectively gotten the relief that we wanted. No action, no further step to compulsorily acquire the land.
Ultimately, what is your client seeking? What is the end goal here for him?
The end goal is vindication that the 23.4 acres standing in his name, which was issued to him by the Minister of Natural Resources. He validly holds title to it, and it is lawfully his.
The National Trade Union Congress of Belize, NTUCB, wrote to Prime Minister John Bersenio today, expressing disappointment with his response to their September 23rd letter. According to the NTUCB, the PM's reply was essentially a non-response. In their latest letter, the NTUCB urged the government to, quote, do better to make sound decisions in the name of the people of Belize, end quote. The umbrella organization also mentioned its plan to submit a bill for the government's consideration aiming to amend or replace the Land Acquisition Public Purposes Act and the Land Acquisition Promoters Act. The NTUCB argues that the current approach to acquisitions leaves the public in the dark with little to no information. It contends that the government fails to evaluate and report on the outcomes of these acquisitions, the actual benefits, who ultimately benefits, and the cost to taxpayers. Last week, NTUCB President Luke Martinez told reporters that news of MSC's interest in Stake Bank supports the union's claims that the compulsory acquisition is not in the public's interest. Today, we asked Smith for his client's take on MSC's interest.
That is why we're in court, because our instructions, the instructions from our client is that he does not believe that it is for a legitimate public purpose and for a number of other grounds. And so his position is he intends to challenge that. Without the land being vested in the government, it can't be transferred to MSC or UPSA or Stake Bank or anybody else. So the outcome of this hearing will determine whether the government can in fact lawfully take Mr. Feinstein's, or constitutionally acquire, compulsorily acquire Mr. Feinstein's 23.4 acres.
Is your client exercised or concerned that there's a plan afoot to sell the project?
Well, he clearly is, otherwise we wouldn't have been instructed to take the actions that we are currently taking to challenge that action every step of the way.
Is your client open to a buyout, to just the government saying, here's a compensation of X million?
There are discussions, or let me put it this way, letters have been exchanged.
Is it the view of yourself or your client that this acquisition is an abuse of the compulsory acquisition law?
Yes, among several arguments that we have, some of which interestingly was hinted at or indicated in a letter I remember seeing from the National Trade Union Congress of Belize. They had written a letter and they had noted several points in there which we have also raised before the court.
Feinstein is up against another legal battle, this time initiated by Atlantic Bank for alleged fraud earlier this year while Stake Bank Enterprises Limited was under receivership. Today, Smith emphasized that this is a separate case, set to be heard sometime in 2025. But what does this mean for Feinstein's constitutional challenge? Here's what he had to say.
That's a separate lawsuit. We have fully answered that. We've put in a defense. We are arguing that there is no evidence of fraud, of misrepresentation, and any of the allegations made. That's a separate cause of action, which is timetabled for sometime next year.
How will these two things be resolved if later on the court says, you know what, Mr. Feinstein get a land fraudulently, he's not entitled to no compensation?
Well, we believe in the strength of our arguments. We believe that we will be able to demonstrate clearly to the court that he lawfully came into possession of the 23.4 acres without any fraud, misrepresentation, breach of fiduciary duty, or any of the allegations being made against him.
After the break, remembering King Shaquille Wade, friend to all. But first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
In the heart of Belize, where the dawn greets the docks, every ship and every wave tells our story. We are hardworking, committed to every load, every day. We are meticulous, planning each detail for perfection. We are innovative, always finding new ways to enhance our efficiency. We are resilient, overcoming challenges together as a family. We are the heartbeat of commerce,
the strength of this nation.
We are the port of Belize. Every ship that docks, every crane that lifts is powered by our spirit. We don't just operate a port, we cultivate a community. We are the port of Belize, proud and strong.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Are you a dynamic and charismatic personality with a passion for storytelling? Do you have a unique voice that captivates audiences and a talent for bringing stories to life? We are looking for fresh faces who are energetic, engaging, and natural in front of the camera or microphone. If you are passionate about acting or voice work, we want to see what you've got. To register, email producer@channel5belize.com or call 670-6068.
We all know about the phasing out of single-use plastics and the enactment of pollution from the plastics regulations. One of the key components in this regulation states that for an item to be considered biodegradable, it must consist of more than 50% of bio-based content. Here, you will find out how the Department of the Environment determines what items meet the criteria and what equipment is being used to guide that process.
Since 2019, the Department of the Environment has been working with CIFAS in doing microplastics. Through this project, CIFAS has donated 2 microscope Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy equipment to strengthen capacities on monitoring and enforcement to reduce marine litter and plastic pollution. The FTIR can be used to identify unknown materials. The Department of the Environment will use the equipment to determine the composition of single-use plastics and biodegradable products to enforce the environmental protection, pollution from plastics regulations.
While we have a long way to go with the implementation of the pollution from plastics regulation, having this equipment is one step closer. For more information on what's being done about biodegradables and ways you can help, visit our website at www.doe.gov.bz.
Rising prices got you down? Well, let Benny's lift you up in these tough financial times. Right now, get low prices on construction materials, such as lumber. And whenever you make a purchase, remember to get your B-Box, which is free money. Only at Benny's, quality and savings.
On Wednesday, we showed you the brave individuals who risked their lives attempting to save 6-year-old King Shaquille Wade after he'd fallen into a canal in Belize City. Sadly, by the time they found him, it was too late. Tonight, we remember King for the lives he touched during his short time with his family. News 5's Brittany Gordon reports.
It's been 2 days since 6-year-old King Shaquille Wade tragically drowned after falling into a canal, and the community is still reeling from the shock of his sudden death. Family, friends, and even those who only met the lively boy briefly are in deep mourning. King's aunt, Sharon Wade, shares what made her nephew so beloved by everyone who knew him.
Everybody, the whole entire neighborhood around here, because of who King is, and King that friend with literally big man around here. You know, when everybody hear the news, I'm like, Lee King, I'm a Lee friend King. It's a shock. Everybody is still shocked because then they know King. They know how sweet he is. They know how energetic he is, because he would come, you would see he run up and down the street. He would taunt the dogs them and have them chasing him. That's his fun. That's his way of playing.
When Wade talks about the shock, it's no exaggeration. Arnold Smith, one of several men who dived in the canal in an attempt to rescue King, explains that even as he was searching for the little boy, he was hoping someone would tell him there had been a mistake and that King had simply wandered off.
I said, but the push on and thing, I said, no man, this can't be King. I try to start think, no, the guys start ask people, well, this young boy, I hope this young boy either bang the lane or something right now. You get a sense or try come home or something right there. Just to think, I said, no, but when we find out now and again, and lift up, why? I don't know what to do. I just watch it. I like, no man, can't that happen right there so fast.
It was King's own cousin, Egbert Myers, who had the heartbreaking task of pulling his body to the surface. Egbert remembers seeing King's smiling face every day as he passed by his usual hangout spot. Their bond was so strong that the moment he heard that his little cousin was in trouble, he didn't hesitate to rush to his aid.
I know. Every day he passes here, so we give Ali $2 when the man passes here, so every day when he go to school. That's the only thing. Because you know how far wrong like that. I hear they tell me that they said that King, so I say I have to go check. When I hear that King, I have to go.
There is no doubt that the person who has felt the weight of King's death the heaviest is his mother. Her sister explains that there is little one can say to comfort a grieving parent.
She's still in a state of shock, as is the family. To say how she feels, I don't know. Yes, I'm a mother as well as her. She has 3 kids, I have 2. I can't even wrap it around me to say, oh, I know what you're feeling or I know what you're going through. I cannot, up to this day, up to right now, we're sitting here as a family together. I still don't know what to say to my sister to comfort her. Like, I stayed with her last night and we were up, we haven't slept as yet, you know, and me and her were up and just talking. She cried, she stopped, we talked, we looked back at memories on King, and I still don't know what to tell her to make her feel better. There is no word.
Comforting a grieving parent can feel overwhelming, but psychiatric nurse practitioner Amy Link emphasizes that building a strong support network is crucial for their healing journey.
Someone that has lost an individual very close to them, especially a child, is very painful and can be very shocking because you cannot prepare for that immense pain that follows. So when you do encounter that, it's often best to leave the person in the support of a family and give them space to actually accept this is what's happened, this is reality, it cannot be changed. There will be fluctuating of emotions, sadness, reflection of what life was, hoping they could have made changes, and even at moments have moments where they don't know if this has to be something that can be snapped out of. So in those times, the individual needs to be with family to support and accept what has happened.
Link further explains that it is best to give the family space and respect their privacy as they process their feelings. She encourages anyone experiencing difficulties to reach out to a loved one and seek professional help if necessary. Though King may no longer be with his family, the love he shared continues to shine brightly in the hearts of everyone who knew him.
Everybody loved King like friends. He had that, whether old, whether his age, whether it was family. King had that around this neighborhood because of who he was, because of his personality, because of how sweet he was.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Nestled between Belize City and Dangriga, Gales Point Village is a unique gem with the sea on one side and a lagoon on the other. However, for villagers who need to travel and don't own a car, getting around has become a real challenge. The public bus that used to connect them to Dangriga and Belize City no longer passes through the village. Before the highway upgrade, a dedicated bus operator served the community, but he stopped, and no one else stepped in to fill the gap. Marion Ellie spoke with the village chairman and a resident to hear their concerns about this issue. Here's the story.
Gales Point Village is facing a serious public transportation issue, and the residents are fed up with waiting for the Ministry of Transport to step in and fix it.
People still have to hike out of Morning River and Gales Point, which is dangerous. And you know that. Because I know no ministers and nobody would want to have their daughter and their son the hike.
Kevin Andrewin is a prominent member of the village. He mentions that the issue has impacted everyone, from shoppers to students, even though there's a school bus available.
Children population is growing. And the more the children population is growing, the bus run will become a problem because the sixth form student will not have space on the bus run. They will have to continue hitchhike. You don't want to hear a sixth form student dead out there because of the hitchhike, because after they graduate from fourth form, the bus run, I mean, one bus to run on that where they give Mr. Flowers, which is good, and that one benefit will look on.
The school bus, you mean?
Yes, the school bus, but then still the school bus will have to get bigger.
Village Chairman Jason Altschaff told News 5 that the problem goes back a few years when there was only a dirt road as the coastal highway. Even though the new paved highway makes it easier to reach the village, there's still no public transportation available to get there.
We had somebody that was doing the bus run when it was a dirt road, and he was preparing to do it when it became a paved road, but unfortunately, politics changed, and therefore he didn't get the contract. The man that did it tried a few days here and there, but he found that it wasn't gonna be profitable for him to drive his bus down there.
Altschaft shared that when the bus service stopped, he reached out to the Minister of Transport, Rodwell Ferguson. The only reassurance they received was a promise that the bus would soon be passing through the village, but that was several months ago.
I've definitely reached out to Minister Ferguson and talked to him personally at least 3 or 4 times. It's always encouraging, but nothing has still happened. Now, we have the same guy that wanted to do the bus run before, but they haven't selected him. He's willing. He's got a bus.
The owner of Richie's bus service, Dalmon Richie, told News 5 that he had discussed the matter with the villagers, but he is still contemplating applying for a permit to run through the village.
But I mean, a certain person in a transport department, and they tell them they want newer buses, not like maybe so 2003, 2004, no? So I never pushed that issue there harder than where I'm, you know, but I don't want to apply for the coastal from Placenta. I don't want to do it.
Minister Ferguson mentioned that no bus operator has applied to run the route yet, echoing Andrewin's concerns about the profitability of making daily trips through the village.
I understand the concerns that the people of Nigeria will spend, and they want to reach at a certain point. We are asking people to apply to see how profitable the road will be. But because of the cost of fuel, people are reluctant to run a half bus from Dangriga to Blissabay to the coastal road highway if that will be filled. But again, it's a matter for us to explore. So we are going to explore it again and see if there's any possibilities. So give me at least 2 weeks to a month to figure out if we can find somebody who has interest to run through the coastal highway. We have no objection, Mr. Richie applies, but again, from December 2024, we are asking that the buses, not 2024 bus, but a better standard bus to go on the highway. Mr. Richie meets the criteria and he applies, we have no objection.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
When we return, Belize's approach to mental health grows stronger each year.
So the doctor has given me 5 days off. How do I get paid from Social Security? This is how Social Security works for sickness benefits. First, you must check that you qualify. You must be employed when you got sick, have made 50 paid contributions, have made 5 paid contributions within 13 weeks immediately before getting sick. To ensure that your processing goes smoothly, be sure to complete and submit your claim form within 14 days of the first day of illness. Thanks, I get it now.
Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
This is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connections. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
At RF&G Insurance, we're committed to safeguarding what matters most to you. Offering coverage mile after mile, our offices and agents located across Belize ensure that you are protected. Secure your property with RF&G Householders Comprehensive Policy. From your home to your belongings, we offer protection so you can enjoy life to the fullest. For more information on your coverage options, contact our team of experts today or visit your local agents. We'll be ready to assist. Don't forget, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
The Office of the Prime Minister invites you to the National MSME Roadshow 2024. Join us for free workshops in marketing using AI, finance, business planning, and customer service. Connect with financial institutions for access to finance opportunities, meet with key government agencies, and showcase your business at the Roadshow Expo in an effort to get more locals to buy Belizean. We will be in Orange Walk Town, June 13th to the 15th, PG, June 27th to the 29th, Corozal, July 11th to the 13th, Benque, July 25th to the 27th, San Pedro, August 15th to the 17th, Key Cocker, August 23rd to the 24th, Belmopan, August 29th to the 31st, Hopkins, September 13th to the 14th, San Ignacio, September 26th to the 28th, Tangriga, October 10th to the 12th, Placencia, October 18th to the 19th, and Belize City, October 24th to the 26th. Sign up today for the National MSME Roadshow. For more information, follow us on Facebook at Beltrade or call us at 880-3737. Sign up today for the National MSME Roadshow. Let's get your business on the road.
Minister of Transport Rodwell Ferguson recently returned from Quito, Ecuador, where he attended a regional conference on transitioning to electric buses. Organized by the Inter-American Development Bank, the meeting aimed to accelerate the shift from fuel-operated to electric buses across the region. The minister shared with News 5 that Belize will need financial assistance to make this transition a reality.
Their hope and dream is to figure out how the countries can go EV buses when it comes to transportation of the people. And they figure that they need to do a package for the entire Central America, South America, and the Caribbean to start the process. So they as a bank is trying to find a way how they can start to transform the bus industry into EV buses. That is the initial concept. We are hopeful that when we have the meeting next year, when I come and say we have found a solution to figure out how we can start to transform this nation into EV buses. So we are telling them that as a small country, we will need to be backed by the IDB or some other bank institution to help us reach the standard we want to reach as expected by the year 2050.
2 weeks ago, Belize proudly sent 140 young athletes to compete in the Under-18 Codicader Games in El Salvador. These talented students showcased their skills in athletics, basketball, football, and volleyball, representing high schools from across the country. Their performances were nothing short of impressive. To honor their achievements, Minister of Sports Rodwell Ferguson will host a celebratory dinner for the athletes at Old Belize on Friday night. He shared that despite not playing on home turf, the young athletes remained unfazed and gave it their all.
We are going to have a dinner tomorrow evening at Old Belize for all the athletes who went to Salvador to participate in the Portico Games about 2 weeks ago. As a country, the smallest country in the region, we did extremely well. We came in third place in female football, third place in volleyball, male and female, and likewise second place in basketball. And you know the young lady who got gold medal in track and field, I think it's 100 meters or 1,000 meters, and also she got a silver, I think, in some other track and field event. So far we are doing well by country.
When we return, Belize's approach to mental health grows stronger each year.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connections. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Are you a dynamic and charismatic personality with a passion for storytelling? Do you have a unique voice that captivates audiences and a talent for bringing stories to life? We are looking for fresh faces who are energetic, engaging, and natural in front of the camera or microphone. If you are passionate about acting or voice work, we want to see what you've got. To register, email producer at channel5belize.com or call 670-6068.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez, Brittany Gordon. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
They'll name you 100 reasons to step back. But when you achieve your goal, they will follow you. Gorilla, make some noise.
Are you a dynamic and charismatic personality with a passion for storytelling? Do you have a unique voice that captivates audiences and a talent for bringing stories to life? We are looking for fresh faces who are energetic, engaging, and natural in front of the camera or microphone. If you are passionate about acting or voice work, we want to see what you've got. To register, email producer at channel5belize.com or call 670-6068. Recently, Belize joined the global celebration of World Mental Health Day on October 10th. This annual event is a chance to raise awareness about the challenges people face in maintaining their mental health and to encourage everyone to help end the stigma surrounding it. This year's team highlighted the importance of prioritizing mental health in the workplace, emphasizing that mental health should be a priority in all aspects of life. In this episode of Belize on Real, News 5's Brittany Gordon spoke with the team behind the National Mental Health Program to explore the resources available in Belize for those seeking help.
Mental health stigma is a global issue, fueled by cultural beliefs, lack of education, and insufficient resources for those in need. But mental health is just as important as physical health, and the Belize National Mental Health Program is on a mission to change the narrative. In the past, patients with different needs were all sent to the Rockview Hospital. But now, there is a push for a more tailored and compassionate care.
Persons who had problems with the law were referred there as well. If patients were in an acute crisis, they were also referred there. So it was like having everybody with a mental disorder being sent to Rockview Hospital.
Now, 15 years later, Belize has moved away from placing patients in institutions. They are now referred to the Palm View Center in Belmopan. This residential care facility offers a home for patients without family support, allowing them to live together, build a community, and regain their independence. Yvette Quintanilla, mental health coordinator, explains that the country is making strides to ensure mental health resources are both accessible and welcoming for those in need.
We have moved now to a more of a community type based of service that we offer. We have mental health clinics in all the districts with psychiatric nurse practitioners providing the services along with psychiatrists. We get the support from Cuba, and in Belize City we also have our main psychiatrist, Dr. Matos, who works there as well. We have a few psychotherapists that also provide counseling services, and a social worker that also provides support when it comes to the family.
Reaching out for help can be intimidating. This is due in part to the stigma that surrounds it. However, it is a step in the right direction. Psychiatric nurse practitioner Amy Link explains how they assist someone experiencing symptoms of anxiety.
Reaching out to get psychiatric assistance is very nerve-wracking. We do try and promote that, the information that you provide here will be secure and will be safe. And at any moment, if you're not ready to speak of anything in your life, it is on your pace. So the anxious feeling now, when it comes to the symptoms, we do not just jump to a diagnosis or jump to prescribing medication, because often we have to see what are the triggers in your life that can be altered, or sometimes those feelings are signs that our body is communicating with us about there's something that needs to be addressed.
September 10th is usually a day of celebration in Belize, but it is also a time to raise awareness for World Suicide Prevention Day. This year, the activities included a glow run and a candlelight vigil where people shared their personal stories of struggling with mental health and how they overcame those challenges. October 10th is recognized as World Mental Health Day. Link explains how this year's events reinforce the message that mental health and physical health are deeply connected.
The theme for World Mental Health Day was to prioritize mental health in the workplace. So our activities were really focusing on those within the work field. And for Western Regional, we provided, and also the community, we had yoga classes done by Frida, we had Zumba classes done by Miss McKean, and we had massage day done with the organic spa, and even meditation done by Johan. So these individuals did all this for our workers and individuals in the community free of cost, and it promoted the basic means of which we can make those changes in our life within our control to bring mental health into our life improved.
As part of the celebrations, the Mental Health Department curated a serene space dedicated to meditation and relaxation. The room served as a respite for staff to unwind and rejuvenate, offering a tranquil escape designed to alleviate stress and promote well-being.
It all starts with each individual person recognizing that all of us have mental health, and we need to work on ourselves first before we can provide that support within our businesses, within our other ministries, in order for us to promote mental well-being with our staff. Because we know that when we are not mentally healthy, it leads to burnout, it leads to absenteeism at work.
Changing the narrative on mental health in Belize is a long journey, but there's a movement underway, and it's a movement that grows stronger with each passing year.
One of my biggest wishes is that we can reach more people, that people can be more cognizant of their mental health, that we can decrease the stigma and discrimination, and people become aware that they do not need to suffer in silence, that there is help, and it's just a matter of them reaching out to us and for that help to be provided.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.